All right, guys. So, welcome back to part four. Now, in this section, we're going to talk about our 90-day action plan. Okay, this is what we have to do. This is the how. Okay, so remember, our 1 year goals is what we have to do to hit our 3 year vision. So, our 1 year goals, just to do a real quick recap, we have to create an audience of 20,000 people, to create at least two streams of income, and to create multiple lead generating formulas, and then, of course, create value. Now, just so you know, this is just for an example purposes. All right. I'm not saying that you have to go out and do exactly this because I don't know what your 3 year vision is. I don't know, what you have to do to create that 3 year vision. What I'm trying to show you here is what it looks like. What would I do? Or, what could you, just giving you examples on what should you do. Okay. So now we're talking about our 90-day action plan. How are we going to do this? How are we going to create an audience of 20,000 people? How are we going to create at least two streams of income? How to create multiple lead generating formulas and create the value. So the 90-day action plan is the how. So pretty much what we're doing here is we're creating a timeline, okay? A timeline so that we can actually see exactly what we have to do, all right? So what I do is I create what I call 90-day segments. And really, I break it up. And if I have like 4 projects, and I try to at least have 4 major projects, all right? And like I said, once again, this is our example. We have a 1 year goal. So let's say, our 1 year goal is to at least hit 20,000 people. So in order to hit 20,000 people, all right, what we have to do is, of course, we have to create a lead generation funnels, right? And so, right now you probably don't know how to create lead generating funnels. Don't worry about it. We'll talk about that in the upcoming lessons. But let's just say, for an example purposes, for this example, this is project number 1. All right. So what I would do is I would, break that project down into 3 different jobs, right? For the project. So the goal of the project, right, is to create your funnel. All right. To create lead generating funnels. So January, right, for an example, could be to start designing your funnels. All right. And then in February, we could be creating your blog, because when you're getting your leads or your prospects, you're bringing them through your nurturing sequence, which we'll talk about later. You could be sending them to a blog, right? And then in March, you want to build your social media DNA. So what you're doing here is, you're just creating more of, authority in your niche. So whatever it is, I mean, it could be, if you're in a health niche, or if you are in the MLM niche, or whatever it is, you're putting out your DNA. You're doing, you're building your YouTube channels, or, you're building up your, your Facebook page, or whatever it is. You're just putting out your social media DNA. Now, some of these tasks are going to be ongoing, like, creating content for your blog, still continue building out your social media DNA. But really what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get you to think about, creating your timeline, so that you will never again have to sit in front of a computer and wonder what it is I have to do to build my business, because you would already know, because you have your 3 year vision, on your wall. You have your dream board, what you want your life to look like in 3 years from now. And then you have your 1 year goals, right? So when you have your 90-day action plan, right, you are actually looking at it like breaking it down, because even if you go back and you start to think about what you have to do in project number 1 in January, like say, for example, back to the example, is designing your lead generation funnel. Well, you have, different tasks you have to do. So in January, week number 1, you might have to, do market research or what have you. You get what I'm saying? So you're breaking everything down so that when you are, really looking at your board, you are seeing exactly what needs to be done. So there's no guesswork when it comes to, building out your strategy to know exactly what you have to do. This right here is pretty much half the battle, because once you have a strategy and you start taking action, that's when you start getting results. This is what's missing from a lot of individuals who are in business. Whether you are a multi-level marketer, network marketer, or you're someone who has a business online, or even a brick and mortar business. Most entrepreneurs don't even think about having a strategy. They don't even know where they're going. So this helps you to really define and get laser focused so that you can start to put things in place. Now, of course, these things can change because you might see a better way. So your projects might change, but like I said, the way you get to your end destination never changes, but how you get to them can change from time to time. So really quick, guys, I just wanted you to see how, really, breaking down your 90-day action plan, and, even just how pulling everything together, because like I said, as long as you have your 3-year vision, which is your why, your 1-year goals is what you want to accomplish in 12 months from the day you start. And then your 90-day action plan, how are you going to hit your 1-year goals? And then your this week's action, what you have to do right now, right? And just also too, I want you guys to also understand that in the 90-day segment, you don't have to go, like I have it here. I have Project 1, January, February, March, Project 2, April, May, June. It doesn't have to be in this order because, you could be watching this video. It could be June, right? So if it's June, well, what you're going to do is you're going to take 90 days from June. So it's going to be June, July, August. That's your project number 1. Project number 2 is September, October, November. You get what I'm saying? So you all you're doing is working in 90-day segments so that you can have a complete 12 months from the day you start. This right here will help you to have a clear-cut path and know exactly what you have to do so that you could reach your 1-year goal, so eventually you can reach your 3-year vision. All right, so you can download these sheets. I definitely suggest that you download at least a sheet that has the actual, you're creating your blueprint so that you can actually start filling this out. And so just once you fill it out, you can put it on your wall, you can do whatever, but put it in front of you, at least your 90-day action plan, so that you can see exactly what you have to do. All right, so I'll see you in the next training video.